Color Me Bad is coming to town.
Tony.
Yeah, welcome back to
Wow.
1990. All right, but this Saturday in downtown Albuquerque, we're going to have the largest poetry slam this side of the Rio Grande.
Right, the Southwest Shootout pits the best poetry slam teams in the region against each other for a shot at glory and cash prizes.
Albuquerque's own poet Laureate, Hakim, Bellamy, and slam master Demian Flores is here to tell us all about it. Gentlemen, good morning and thanks for being here. Appreciate it.
Thanks for being here.
This is early for poets.
It's early.
It's early for a lot of people, not just poets, let me tell you.
We'll have to ask you about this poetry slam. Like, what comes to mind for me is, you know, the movie 8 Mile with Eminem, and they have the whole rap thing kind of going. Is it kind of like
just
that?
like that. No,
It
it's
is?
not.
Tell us what it's about.
So I'll start. You know, the Poetry Slam is, we like to call it the competitive art of performance poetry. And I like to call it like the first game show. It's the first reality show, not first game show, first reality show, because the audience actually decides who wins. And they listen to poets come and do their thing for 3 minutes or less, all original material. There's 5 random judges in the audience, and their job is to kind of be the arbiters of what's good and bad. And the crowd's job is to influence the judges. And at the end of the night, there's one poet standing.
Okay, you want to go watch this Southwest Shootout this weekend. To be in the crowd, do you have to know anything about slam poetry, or can you just go and it's the most entertaining, that's who you cheer the loudest for?
That's pretty much it. The Poetry Slam was started in Chicago in the 1980s as a way to liven up the poetry readings because there were lots of poets going out, and it wasn't very, entertaining or fun, and so they made a game out of it. Poetry Slam is just a competition. And so the best poets are judged by the audience. It's a very democratic process, and it can get really ruckus. Poetry Slam started in different bars and coffee houses, and so a lot of audience participation happens, and so poets will get cheered on, they'll get booed. I mean, it's a really interactive experience.
Not for the faint of heart.
And I have to say, if you've ever heard Hakim read a poem out, it's not just like your kid at home reading out loud to you. It is like acting almost. There's so much emotion and feeling that goes into these readings, right?
Definitely.
The blending between the written word and drama. The Poetry Slam takes its root in the ancient Greek competitions where poets would be pitted against each other and compete to be the best poet. And it was actually an Olympic event way back when in the BC days.
No kidding.
Wow,
When we used to value those sorts of things.
Unfortunately, society's changed.
Maybe you can make a comeback.
Yeah. They're always looking for new events for the Olympics. Okay, we've talked a lot about this slam poetry. Demian, it's time to see it in action.
All right.
Okay, what do you have for us today? This is something you put together.
Yes, I have a poem about driving back into Albuquerque. It's actually called the Drive Into Town.
Okay, here you go. Demian Flores.
The night city is lighted at the top of the hill on I-40. Reminds me of an old country song some cowboy wrote about my home years ago. He was right. The lights of Albuquerque are a diamond in the desert. I've known this drive since I was a boy riding in Grandpa's truck. This road where my mind wandered and I imagined I was an outlaw riding horseback in an old western. Where I learned to drive on the dirt roads past the volcanoes. This road that always takes me home. Doesn't matter how long I've been gone, nothing changes in this place. The whole city before me, I know everything going on below. I watch from 9 Mile Hill and think, people are sleeping. Someone is crying over something. Some vatos are up to something. Someone is praying. The cops are up to something. It hasn't rained in weeks. People are suffering. People are happy. And I remember people stay because they can't escape, or they don't want to, or they can't. The land of entrapment phenomenon. And some people leave because they think things will be different somewhere else. And maybe they are, but you can't find those burque lights in the darkness anywhere else. And it's times like this I think of you and wish you were still here.
Wow.
That is awesome. Very good,
powerful.
Demian.
Yeah, and it really touches the hearts. I feel like of New Mexico, and just here centrally.
Here's this, I can picture a lot when you're saying that goes through my mind. It's very, very visual. Great job. If you want to see more of it, you can go check it out. It's this weekend.
This weekend. It's Saturday night is actually the finals, and so they're going to be teams from all over the region. Correct me if I'm wrong, Demian. Utah, Arizona, Texas, Colorado. Yeah, all over the region. I think OKC, Oklahoma City, you know, and we want to support Oklahoma, of course. And so they'll be here from all over the region to find out who's the baddest team in town. And this is one of the preliminaries for the National Poetry Slam in August, which is going to be in Boston. This year.
Okay.
All right.
Best of luck to you two.
Yeah,
You can go
great.
find out more information about this at our website at casa.com. Hakim,
Thank you so
Demian,
much
thank you so much for coming in
on.
today.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate it.